Good morning, y'all. It is Thursday. It's like 9:25. I just packed, I think it was 8 orders. They came in pretty fast and furious yesterday. Great stuff. I'll show you what we sold. I also have a bit of a surprise. By the time I decided, I think in the last video, that I wasn't going to go through that bulk anymore, it wasn't worth our time, and, wasn't going to try and spend another 3 hours in there. My son got home from school, wanted to play with Lego, and the bulk bin was right next to where he was, and I was like, well, whatever, I'll dump it out. Immediately found Lord of the Rings, like Urukai chest plate armor, and I was like, so like there's really good stuff in there. I pulled out a bunch of really good value. I found the plug for ham for from Toy Story. It's this rubber plug thing that had only been described to me from Noah at Rick Shed, because I told him I found ham, and he was like, oh, did you find the plug? And I was like, what is that? Little weird rubber piece, $15. Pretty wild. Found that, and so like that's only one of 3 tubs. I finished it. He and I hung out and played in it for a bit, and then I ended up finishing it off and pulled some cool stuff out of that. And so I'll show that in a separate little video where I walk through and show all the bonus stuff that I said I wasn't going to pull out. Let's see what we sold yesterday. All right. Nindroid figures. We got this suntan Batman. It's sun damaged. I put it in the note, but it's actually kind of funny because he's like also beach going, and like if you move his arm, he's got a print and stuff. So somebody left him out in the sun. He got a little yellow. It's pretty funny. We've had him forever. These are actually figs to modulars. I'm not sure which modular it is right off the rip, but I wasn't sure if I was even going to list them, because like city stuff we don't generally list very much. But man, that paid off. That was a good one. And then it was this Billy Starbeam, and then one of the big snake guys. They always have little bite marks on them. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Kids love to bite these tails, and so I always add it as a comment. These are magnetic pieces for trains so that they can like connect. Had those forever, so nice to see those go. And then just a ton of good parts. Cracked Urukai torsos from the lot that we just did, already starting to sell. We've got black pearl cannon, so that's I think on reddish brown, which is nice. Tons of heads. I think trying to see if there's anything else that stands out. These masks are like selling like crazy. Yeah, pretty good. All in all, this was about $280. So I'm gonna get that packed up and sent off. But yeah, that's quite a few orders came through. Like I was really surprised, really happy with it. And so next up after I'm done with this, I am gonna go through that bulk a little bit more, just because it was like I was finding minifig parts that were good. So didn't do a very good job with it last time. And then it'd be nice to have that off my plate, like one thing less to do. And I've also cleared off more counter space. And so when I do the walkthrough of all the cool stuff that we found inside that bulk, I'll add that. Yeah, we'll check in later. All right, y'all. I feel like I need to make this video now because I'm really excited. Going through the last part of the last bucket, so the third bucket, it's got a lot of the finds in it. Check out what I just found. So that's the torso for Davy Jones, and it's not cracked. It's not in the greatest shape. It does look like it needs to be cleaned, but that's a huge win. The big issue is the claw is still somewhere in there, maybe. That's pretty rough because the claw is pretty valuable. I'm gonna have to take a look to see what it's at right now. But I mean, that's like a $75 torso, and then on top of that, check this out. We found the head for the hammerhead guy. That's a super expensive piece as well. I plan on going and listing. I'll get this stuff picked out, finished. I'll lay it out and then point to the cool stuff that we got in it. I can't believe I wasn't going to pick through it. My son's going to get a special treat for being the one to convince me to do this, because my God, I mean, that's like $150 right there, and that's not including the rest of this stuff. If I can find that claw, that'll be the icing on the cake. I don't really know if there's anything else ultra high value in there. There's like a Grievous arm that I replaced on the Grievous that we pulled out of here. So it was just missing one, but I had it in back stock, and so I just chucked it on there. So that's like a $10 piece or whatever. But really can't believe it. I still have about an hour left of pulling parts out. But oh, one other thing was another cannon on the brittle red brown base. That's from Pirates of the Caribbean's Black Pearl. Same set that those are from. That red brown is ultra fragile, and so they break a lot. And so I already found one in here that's broken. I've already sold one that was the same combination. It was the cannon already on it. With that, I list it as the combination of both. I don't take them apart. I don't separate it. I price it based off of the red brown piece, and then just say that the cannon's already attached. That makes it a bit more valuable because a lot of people will buy that part, try and put a cannon on it, it'll break, and then they're SOL. And so the fact that it already has it on there is puts it about like 15 to 20, I believe. I've sold one for 15 already, like very quick, like listed it yesterday, sold today. So we'll see. But yeah, that's just icing on the cake. I can't believe that I wasn't going to go through this. I don't know what I was thinking. I think it was just like I had the bucket and I was going through the bucket from like the top. I wasn't doing a fine sort of it. And a fine sort for me is it's like this. Dump everything out onto the counter on the mat and then push it into the bucket as I go, right? This allows me to see every little piece. The scary thing is for that little crab claw that goes to Davy Jones, it can like be inside of other stuff, right? And so like in here or whatever, like there's just a million different places for it to be. So little, I don't know. I'm not counting on it. I do want to look it up to see how much just that claw piece is. I bet it's really expensive, but we'll see. But yeah, amazing find. I can't believe that. I found a bunch of helmets. I found Urkai parts. Yeah, it's nuts. Well over $200. And we're probably at, and that's not including pieces. I wouldn't be surprised if it was an additional $400. So I'll do it as another batch upload into my inventory, and then we'll get a list price value of it and see what we ended up pulling out. But yeah, stay tuned. I hope I find that claw. All right, we got through it, and unfortunately, no claw. But we did find some really good stuff. We found Lord of the Rings helm that we were looking for. I forgot that fig was in there because he was cracked. I also found his cape, so that's good. And then look, the Grievous arm. That's pretty incredible. Some Ninjago dudes. And if you know the state of Ninjago right now, that's a pretty good find. Man, I was hoping to find that our hand. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was because I have the red one and I went and took a look at it. But no luck. $35 minimum for that. I've got a hard decision of whether or not I just want to sell the fig off no hand and get like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I might list it, see what happens. I still need to clean it up a little bit. And then also throw some legs in it to make sure it's not cracked. But yeah, wild. That was a really, really good haul. With something like that tiny little hand, it can just fall into any crack or crevice inside of another part. And I'm not spending the time to do that. It's worth the $35 to just be done with it. Tons of printed stuff. More minifig stuff than I was happy with. Now that I think about it a little bit more, my thought process was, I'm just going to go through this and pick out the figs, and then I'll come back and do a thorough sort. And that definitely was the case when I was looking through it, because there was a lot of stuff. I'll lay this stuff out. We'll pull out like the best parts or whatever, and then we'll get it added to inventory. I also just had somebody drop off more bulk. It looks like it's got a good amount of Star Wars stuff in it. So might do a time lapse of that one and then lay out the figs and see if we can get that stuff all done today. Sweet. We'll check in soon. All right, y'all. Got it all sorted. Let's take a look at what we got here. So after all that, you got a full bin of printed parts, full bin of minifig accessories. So this is all helmets, torsos, things that they would use and hold in their hands. This was full of thermal detonators. Tons of stuff. I'll pull out the rest of it. We'll separate the minifig parts from the actual accessories and get those put away. There wasn't anything super high end. I pulled out everything that I saw that was great. This is animals. I'm missing one leg for Rex, and then this guy was missing his head. But I think I'm just going to part them out. Same with both of those and sell them that way. This is parts, and then we got some of those planet things from Star Wars. So, good things. Posts from the Black Pearl. We also got some good helmets, random Death Watch dudes, a Boba Fett that was actually inside the cockpit of a little ship thing. So that was rad. I actually have a lot of these things I had the whole figure for, but I put away already. These little sword holders for Pirates of the Caribbean guys are pretty good. Found the cannon. There's the really good stuff that we had found: Grievous Arm, Shark Head, Davy Jones, not Crockett, Shakespeare guy's neck piece. That's a good piece that I was looking for. And then Lord of the Rings helmet. This goes to Zerg. That's like a pretty good figure. So that was a good piece. I think I can complete him now. I didn't find his purple bottom bit. So I may still need to get that. This helmet goes to a Star Wars guy that I had. And then that goes to a SpongeBob guy that I already completed using one that I had from inventory. And then these are the capes. This is a capes from the Lord of the Rings guy. I'm not sure what this one is from. It's just short black, and I actually sold one of those just the other day. I guess there's a Buzz Lightyear Build-A-Figure or something, but huge Buzz Lightyear head. So yeah, all in all, was it worth it? It took me about 3 hours to do all of it. The mistake that I made in talking about this was I was like, I don't want to go through that book because at best I can find, a $35 to $40 part. What I didn't think of when I was doing that, or the part that was incorrect, was that there's going to be all these other parts as well, right? And so you're going to find the residual stuff, you're going to find the printed stuff, accessories, and all that. And then what we ended up doing is we ended up finding all the stuff we were looking for and more, sans the claw. And so that was a good learning for me. Yeah, it was a mistake. I mean, clear as day. I should have gone through it earlier. I could have completed more figs, and I would have just adhered to the order of operations, right? I should have gone through. And the reason it's important to complete more figs is because more fig parts, like if I part out a Boba Fett, it can be worth more than selling off a Boba Fett. The issue with that is you need 5 to 7 sales, depending on how many of those things sell per go, right? Which means that the time needed to sell that is exponentially longer than if you're to sell it for less, but all in one shot. And the other part of it is, more often than not, especially for the means that I sell through both Shopify and in person, people are looking for Boba Fett. They're not looking for Boba Fett parts or helmet or chest or whatever, right? It's more common that somebody wants a Boba Fett figure. So the likelihood that sells, the ease to sell that is much higher, right? I don't know how long it would take me to sell 3 Boba Fett torsos, but I'm sure that I sold 3 Boba Fetts in the last year. So important to know. And that's an important way to think about this, right? It's like you can add higher part value to your inventory and have a higher number, or you can have things that are denser and easier to sell. And that take less time. So there's always a fine balance between that. There are times where if I have a lot of a figure, I do want to have one parted out at least, and then I'll keep the others as fully built figures. It happened with some Dungeons and Dragons figs I got a while back. I had a lot of them, and so I just parted a couple of them out, and those have been chunking along, and they sell in both ways. That gets your part count up for your store. And then also gets more people ordering. But yeah, all in all, man, I should have done that earlier. I gotta tell my wife what happened. She hasn't gotten home yet, but she's gonna be pretty thrilled because I'll add this stuff to inventory now. I'm gonna do just the minifigure related items and the high value things, the ones that I just showed, and we'll come up with a price for that. Before we go super deep into it, I mean, just off the rip from the stuff on the counter, easy $200. And then like easy. And then parts and all that stuff will be residual. The printed stuff I'm not going to mess with. I have a bucket full of printed stuff that I'll do it all at the same time. And then, yeah, man, pretty wild. It's a fun turn of events. I wish I could have found that stupid little claw, but I'll have to make a decision. Yeah, pretty sweet. I've got more bulk that just arrived, and then I also had somebody that reached out about a collection that they want to sell this weekend. So a lot of stuff is happening. It's so funny. I was complaining earlier in the week about how it had been slow and that people stopped reaching out, but now it's just nonstop. Need to make sure we have enough cash on hand to buy this stuff because we don't generally have a lot. But yeah, interesting, fun stuff. We'll check in soon. All right, yo. We have a final tally for that last little bit. Let me see what we got. I just uploaded it, so we'll see. There's still extra stuff that hasn't been completed yet. We've got random parts. So base plates, those aren't added. That's not the one. It's this one. These are just good parts, like parts that will get added. Silly balls. I might not even keep those. And then all of the printed stuff, I just dumped into a bucket that we have printed stuff. And so we'll go through, we'll knock out a bunch of that all at once. But the final tally, archive, lot, $659. Pretty remarkable considering that I wasn't interested in pulling that stuff out. That's not counting the bulk. That's not counting printed stuff. That's not counting those extra parts. And there was probably about, I don't know, a lot of accessories I didn't touch. I did go through the accessories, pull out anything that was unique that we don't already have available in our store. Everything else went into a bin, and inside that bin, we'll sort it out into its next part after we're done with it. And so we'll do all accessories at once. Yeah, this was a big find for us. We found, pull him out. He's like $100 now. I can't believe it. I must have had like 10 of these guys. We found Jay, one of the early ones. I think it's Final Battle. I built the jetpack for him. Over $100. Like, can't believe it. Pretty crazy. So that's 100 of that is just the Jay. I did make a decision on the Davy Jones not to buy the claw. It was about $45 to get another torso, basically the replacement torso, and I didn't feel like it was worth it. I added the torso without the claw to the store for $45. So that was still a good chunk of cash. So we have like the whole fig except for the claw available. So happy with that. Happy with, man, I cannot believe I almost didn't go through there. What a mistake. And then my wife is now working on, was it Old Trafford? Getting that color sorted, and then we'll inventory it. So that's going good. And then if you notice over here, shame pile is getting lower and lower. Knocked out a few things. Like these are these are city figs that need to get put away. Yeah, and then I need to get, my goal today is to get rid of this tray. It's a sorting tray for accessories that has stuff assorted into it. But I don't know that it's actually better than our wall sorting stuff. I don't know if you can see these. Let me see. Like I can stand right in the middle of both of those things with the bin in front of me, all the drawers open, and just sort really fast, faster than I can with those trays. The nice part about it is I've been sorting into those for so long. I know where all the stuff is. With the trays, it takes about 30 to 40 minutes before you're acclimated with remembering where everything is and putting it there fast. So I definitely prefer some level of this wall sorting. But really what that's highlighted is that there's going to need to be, even when all of these are converted to, or most of them are converted to storage for parts, so the numbered drawers, there's going to be a need for me to have some on-wall storage for sorting. I don't know what that's going to look like fully. I have an idea, and that's to have large bins. So there's two different types of wall containers. Let me see. We got our small bins up here, and then down here we have our large bins. And then we have ones that are just all large or all small. So like that's an all small. I want to do all large, so a double decker thing of it. So it might end up being these four. It might end up being these two down here, because those are all accessories, and then the top two up there. If I do those as large, I think I can get all the themes, and then also pull in the generic torso sorting colors. That gives me one place to stand to do all that stuff. I think I'll move it over a little bit, like click it over one, so it'll be this grouping, or even further down here. This one right here, man, like I stack my storage containers here and it ends up blocking off that whole section, which kind of sucks. And I also just don't like standing here for whatever reason. I don't find myself over here. There's oftentimes things on the ground that need to get put underneath. And so I don't really like working here. And so that's why it's dedicated Technic parts. We're not over here very often, so it's kind of the Technic catch-all. But yeah, I think it's really just shown as I go through this stuff. I have all my ideas for how I think it's going to work, but there's just some parts I just don't want to focus all of my time on. I like to be able to put things away in a way that I can come back to and then just do all of that type of thing, right? Because what that allows me to do, it's really just a long way to do A, B, and C sort, right? I want to do my A sort where I go and refine like what it is, and then I want to come back for my B and C. I don't want to be forced to do an ABC sort every single time I get a new collection. So yeah, awesome. Yeah, surprised there's just extra value. I still have, so out of that bulk, it was 80 pounds. I threw away probably 3 pounds of trash from it. So it's very common, high loss rate. Probably like another 3 pounds was parts that I pulled. So I think it was originally 83 pounds. So that puts it at like 77 pounds. We'll sell that 77 pounds for about $5 a pound. I think I'm going to have to drop it to $4 a pound, just because, man, we're sitting on so much of it. And I keep having people wanting to sell more and more, and we're going to keep buying it. The only issue we have right now is storing it. We have some in here hidden away, and then we also have more in our shed. And so, yeah, pretty wild. It's adding up fast. We'll figure out what we can do. But yeah, all in all, awesome success. And then I'm going to pick bulk with my friend here in a little bit, and anything awesome I'll set aside, and we'll see what we get out of it. We paid, it was $3 a pound for the bulk, and it was about 30 pounds. More than 30, like 35 pounds. That's what it was. 35 pounds. So we paid 105. So yeah, we'll see. It's chock full of Star Wars and printed stuff. So that makes me happy. But yeah, check in later. All right. We're just wrapping up. It's about 10:15 here on Friday night. I had a good friend come in, and he helped me process the bulk that had gotten dropped off. It wasn't a lot of bulk. It was 30-something pounds, and that's not generally like something that's very high yield. But man, the lot that we got was awesome. We're going to show it to you. This is the final stuff. We got some higher end stuff on this side that I'll show you in a sec. But check it out. Nothing like groundbreaking here. Ninjago, good Star Wars stuff. Barriss Offee, Mando troops. What else? We got Yoda. These guys were really good. The Incredibles guys, I think $20 and $22. And then just random filler stuff. This was one I'd never seen. It felt brick. It's also from that Incredibles set. We had dual molded. That's Luke, and then that's Biggs. The visors are separate. It's a trans clear piece on the visor. So those are pretty hefty, 24 and 25. Pretty awesome big. Pretty scarce. Don't really come across them in the best, definitely the best version of those figs. We did have some stuff that we didn't finish off. So these were finished. These are Kashyyyk droids. And then these are the guys that we didn't finish. This guy's Crook. He's got a gnarly helmet that he didn't have. So I actually ordered that. Kai Mundi, Val, and then this is a Highwayman who's missing his cloak. I'm gonna order all of those because the parts, they're really good figs to have, right? And so that's I want to have them in the inventory, and then we'll still make probably about half their value, at least after we order the parts. So that's good. And then we had table figs that'll go out. Came across Fortnite figs, which is odd because it's pretty new. Man, some of the parts are just wild. And then like, look at this dude, small cat head. Cool stuff. It's unique stuff that we haven't had yet, so happy to get that. And then some Inferno. What is it? Inferno Squadron? It's getting late. I'm having a hard time remembering the names. Blue. But let's jump over to the best stuff. This is a Future Naya, 2 dudes from Solo, both about $20 each. That is Cole, a special anniversary version, Scorpion, and then this dude's name he's just an Nidoran. $30 for that guy, 28 for Scorpion. So those are pretty rad. And then we had General Gree, and then what is it? I think it's Clone Commando Gree. And then 20th anniversary Lando from Cloud City, $65. Fantastic cape condition. Like that's always the thing that ends up being really gnarly is the cape. And then this dude was the most valuable. It was kind of a fun find because we found both of his arms, and then we found his head, and then we didn't know we had his torso because it got sorted into city stuff, and then found that pretty quick, and so completed him off. He's in great shape. It's about $80. Just a nice rare Star Wars fig. The total is surprising. So for the whole lot, so it's those figs. It's not including the incomplete figs, and then some parts. Oh, I want to show you guys this. I found this is to be expected. It's the plate for the 20th anniversary Lando. So we sell that separate. Look at this little plate right here is like $20 to $25. Just this little piece. That was surprising. And it sells a lot. Like it had an ultra high sell-through rate. So I didn't know if it was one of those things that has a high price, but it just never moves. Got through those. There was weird stuff that we picked out. Some bullet shell casings, a dreidel, and then an arrowhead, and a little Burt Reynolds cowboy looking dude. Pretty funny. It's weird stuff. Like we always come across weird stuff in bulk. So yeah, that lot was incredible. There weren't a lot of incomplete figs. There were some, but like 4 high value ones that were incomplete is like super good. There were a couple of damaged torsos that I ended up just scrapping, and then I'm not going to end up backfilling and completing out the fig. I still didn't do. I pulled a bucket of parts. These are parts for it, and then this is stickered stuff, or some of the stickered stuff. There's still a little bit more that we'll go through, and then there's also a Boba Fett ship that was mostly complete that I might see if I can just finish off real quick. But yeah, that was super fast, and it made even faster by having a friend come and do it. And man, it was so much more fun to do it with somebody that I don't know can share in the excitement. So yeah, man, it's late. My thoughts are leaving me. I don't have much gas in the tank. Stayed up too late, but excited to add that to inventory. I think I'm gonna push the button tonight and try and get that inventory up there because it is just like great stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Tomorrow's Saturday. I don't know. I definitely feel like I'll get some time doing Lego, but not sure how much it'll be. We got a lot of fun stuff planned. So yeah, check in. Let's probably check in on Monday. Oh, I guess that means this is the end of the week. All right, y'all. It's the morning. It's Saturday morning. Time to pack some orders. Let's see what we sold and how much. So, bunch of Ninjago torsos, Star Wars parts and pants, a lot of bow ties. The red one's been selling really well, and then we sold out of our white ones. Commas for Star Wars, some orbs. This thing I had for maybe a day. Nice little Boba Fett torso, great helmets. That total was so that plus I sold the Jurassic Park skeleton, the new one that came out, and for everything there, it's about $400. It's going to take a little while to pack up, just because it was spread across a lot of orders. I think we had 8 come in yesterday, which is above our average for sure. Um, but just yeah, awesome. It's super, like, if I hadn't done this today, then I was really worried about what Monday was going to look like, because weekends post payday are generally pretty good for us. And so I wanted to make sure that I got it done. Otherwise, Monday would get eaten up. And I think Tuesday I have jury duty, which is like a weird, yeah, not looking forward to that. But yeah, it has to get done. So some takeaways from what was bought. I had picked out figures for modulars, and they're ripping out of here now. Pretty wild for a good chunk. They're like $9 to $10 is what I listed them at, and they're all selling at that price. Granted, it's good stuff. It's like, I think the ones that have sold so far are Palace Cinema and Brick Bank. But yeah, that was great. Like you know, it was kind of like a shot in the dark. I had gotten a bunch of modular figs from someone, and I was like, all right, well, I know that there's going to be people on Shopify that are looking for these figs, and I can't imagine they're readily available. And yeah, they've been selling really well. Yeah, got a couple of leads on big collections coming up too. Trying to just finish up the stuff that I started yesterday. You know, I have to sort away all of the figs from yesterday. So that'll be a good thing to get done. And then the other thing, I had 2 sets that needed to be cleaned, that I cleaned, that need to be packaged and inventoried. And then my wife's chipping away on the soccer stadium. But yeah, man. And then at some point we'll have fun. We'll go do some fun stuff today. I know my wife's got friends coming over, and then I can probably get some extra work in during that time. And then tomorrow we got soccer. So fun stuff. I'll keep you updated. Thanks so much. All right, y'all. It is Sunday afternoon. It's about 4. Just picked all of the orders that we had. They've been coming in crazy. We sold the set. We sold the very first Super Star Destroyer UCS set. Guy came by and picked it up, so that was really nice. Didn't have to pack it and ship it. Super clean, like I'd washed it months ago, and it was just absolutely pristine. Couldn't believe it. Absolutely no discoloration whatsoever. So like for a set like that, it's pretty odd. But yeah, absolutely amazing condition. He was amped on it, and then he came by in here and bought some stuff too. So that was pretty rad. So overall total for Saturday and Sunday combined is about $830. A little bit more, probably 890s, probably more realistic. And there may be an order or two that aren't in here. I set the picker a while ago, and then I saw some notifications come through for more orders. So there could be even more. So let's take a look at what we sold. Quite a few figs, Scooby-Doo figs, Ninjago, Star Wars, Alone High End stuff, some Lukes, like pretty awesome. And then lots of accessories and bits and pieces. Some good Ninjago stuff. You can see somebody's going to build some of that fig. And then, yeah, just great stuff, man. Oh no, super amped. Glad to have orders coming through. And just continuing to pump stuff out. Probably this weekend, we just finished the inventory on the Manchester United Stadium. So just got that listed on Bricklink. And then, man, I've just been going so hard lately with stuff. Like normally we don't work all weekend. But yeah, added, I mean, quite a bit of value, at least 3,000 in value this weekend. And so we've extracted or sold 1,000 in value. So just continuing to add that backlog so that we can put money in the bank, essentially. So I'm gonna get these packed up, and then we'll check in the morning.